Stop right now and do not scroll past this screen, unless you truly want to throw away your final chance to unite with your life's ultimate destiny. An incredibly urgent call has just been sent directly to you, the chosen one. Please open this before I give up. I can't take it anymore. Keep your mind completely still, because this cry for help is not an act of surrender, but the exhausted voice of your soulmate's heart after long days of enduring pain in silence. The real reason behind their pain, along with the answer the Creator has reserved solely for the two of you, will only be fully revealed in the final seconds of this video. If you rush to scroll past right now, you will be forever stuck in uncertainty and lose the only key to salvation. If you choose to leave right now, that sacred red thread connecting you could be severed forever. This is not a threat, but a solemn warning from heaven when you reject a grace handed right to you. In this decisive moment, the chosen one must do only one thing: stay exactly where you are. Breathe very slowly and do not take your eyes off the screen for even a single second. Your absolute focus is the only source of energy, breathing life into your counterpart right when they are at their weakest. God is testing your faith with every ticking second, and only when you patiently stay until the very end will the hidden truth be revealed to set both of you free. The time of restoration is drawing very near as the veil between the two worlds is growing thinner. Your counterpart's long-standing exhaustion is being transformed into the courage to shatter all the barriers that have separated you for so long. God is about to place a new covenant into your hands, a firm affirmation that all the pain, waiting, and silence you have endured were meant to prepare you for the glorious breakthrough ahead. You no longer need to run away or doubt, because the ultimate union of love is predestined for those who dare to persevere to the end to receive this sacred gift. Step into this triumphant moment and perform the most sacred ritual of activating your faith right now. God has paved the way for you to reach the Chosen One prophecy channel. This is the beginning of the journey He has planned for your life from the start. Leave a decisive comment with the phrase, "I am ready to open my heart to embrace the destiny of restoration." This action acts as a spiritual seal, locking God's promise of salvation into your life, pulling your soulmate out of the darkness of surrender and back into your loving arms. Subscribe to the channel, share this destined message to spread heaven's grace, and get ready to step into the most brilliant new chapter of your life. Listen very closely and feel every vibration running down your spine right now. Chosen One, even as you stand here in this exact space, a spiritual decree has been issued from heaven. Your soulmate's ongoing cry for help is not a weak complaint or a childish tantrum. It is an echo tearing through the night, from a soul under terrifying pressure from the unseen world. Have you felt that suffocating heaviness in your chest lately? That is the frequency of pain from a heart that has reached the absolute limit of its endurance. They say they want to give up. They scream that they cannot walk in this darkness for another day. But you must engrave this in your mind. When a person reaches the very end of their strength, it is not the end, but the divine intersection where supreme power begins to operate. You were chosen to stand in this position, not to be a spectator watching this connection collapse, but to be the one holding the key to liberate their life from the chains of despair. Look deep into the terrifying silence between the two of you over this past time. It was never indifference, but a silent life and death battle taking place every second in your counterpart's mind. Your person has tried to run away. They have tried to seek peace in other places, beside other people, trying to delude themselves into thinking that the bond between you and them was just an illusion born of loneliness. But how can someone run away from their own breath and heartbeat? Your spiritual gravitational pull is too strong. The destined energy God breathed into your two souls is too profound. With every step they intentionally took away from you, their soul was violently and painfully pulled right back. The storm in their heart grew, accumulating through days of silence until that desperate cry was forced out into an urgent message. "Please open this before I give up. I can't take it anymore." That is the moment they completely surrendered to destiny, realizing that all their efforts to survive without you had become meaningless. You are holding their breath. Chosen One, you are the only way out for a soul trapped in its own fear. Remember the image of the great prophet Elijah in the Bible. He was a man who performed extraordinary miracles, single-handedly confronted hundreds of false prophets, and brought God's holy fire down to earth. But right after that glorious victory, when facing ruthless pursuit and threats from dark forces, Elijah was completely drained, both physically and mentally. He fled into the wilderness, collapsed under a lone broom tree, and prayed for God to take his life because he couldn't endure another moment. He cried out in utter helplessness, "I have had enough, Lord, take my life." But look at what God did in that dark hour. He did not judge his weakness. He did not abandon him in his despair. He sent an angel to his side to warm him, provide him with food, and infuse his soul with a new transcendent strength to continue his journey to his holy mountain. Your soulmate right now is that very prophet collapsing under the broom tree. Their desperate cry has reached the very throne of the Most High. And you, yes, you, the chosen one, are the specifically appointed angel meant to bring refreshing water and a warming fire to their freezing soul. Everything is accelerating at a dizzying pace at this very split second. Your months and days of stagnation, weariness, and dead ends are about to end instantly. God is pressing the fast-forward button on your shared destiny. What should have taken years to heal, untangle, and restore, he will accomplish in just a fleeting moment of surrender. You must mentally prepare yourself, because once this current of destiny begins to move, no dark force can stop or delay it anymore. Immediately shake off the doubts, the old wounds, and the exhaustion that have been weighing down your shoulders all these years. You were not born to fail. You were born for this historic moment, endowed with supernatural strength to stand firm when the entire world around you collapses. Be steadfast and strong, because your trembling right now will shake the faith of you both. This is not the time to be weak. This is the battle in which you are predestined to be the glorious victor. But stay alert, chosen one, for this is only the beginning of a great revelation. Their cry for help beneath the broom tree is just a tiny fraction of the bigger picture that is about to be unveiled. There is a shocking secret behind their prolonged silence, an invisible force that deliberately hindered, separated, and tried every way to suffocate the two of you before you could even reach each other. And more importantly, there is a staggering truth as to why you are the only person in this world capable of breaking that curse of silence. Do you truly want to know what force is behind this cruel game? Do you want to know what really happened on those nights they disappeared without a trace? And what sacred code is waiting for you to activate to save them? The answer lies right in the next part of this video, where all the pieces of destiny will snap together perfectly and reveal the grand plan heaven has prepared for your life. Don't take your eyes off the screen, because what is about to happen in the next part will completely alter your destiny forever. And right now, as darkness is forced to retreat to make way for the light, the veil of that secrecy begins to lift, exposing the truth you've been seeking for so long. Keep pace with this flow of revelation, chosen one, because this moment is when you realize that the silence all this time was never because your counterpart wanted to forget you. The truth is a solid fortress wall of separation had been erected between your two souls. It was a wall built with the bricks and stones of fear, of insecurity, and of deep past traumas that your counterpart hadn't yet managed to heal on their own. Every time they wanted to step toward you, every time they picked up the phone to send a message, an invisible force of doubt whispered in their ear that they weren't worthy, that they would only bring trouble to your life. And so, they retreated back into their shell of silence. You have also felt the weight of that wall, haven't you? It weighed heavily on your chest during restless nights. It created an invisible sense of gridlock that your rational mind simply couldn't explain. But you must understand this, chosen one. No fortress wall built by human hands or dark forces can stand forever against the majesty of the Creator. The prolonged separation between you and your soulmate was actually being used as a spiritual crucible where both of you were cleansed of the impurities of your prideful egos to prepare for a divine connection that is infinitely stronger. Those long nights they disappeared without a trace were not for having fun or seeking a new romance, but nights they spent on their knees, battling the demons of inadequacy within their own soul. They had to face the ultimate fear that they could lose you forever if they stayed silent. And it was the very fear of losing you that became the sole motivation, helping them regain the courage to break their chains. Look at the miraculous orchestration of God, who is coordinating every heartbeat of the universe to draw you two closer. The story of the dividing wall between you two brings to mind a profound parallel with a great event in the history of faith, the fall of the fortified city of Jericho in the Bible. The Jericho of that time was tightly shut up. No one went out and no one came in, and no one could shake its massive stone walls. Exactly like the impenetrable silence that has locked down your life and your soulmates all this time. But God didn't need state-of-the-art weapons of war to destroy it. He only needed faith, patient companionship, and the triumphant shouts of those who trusted him. As it is written in Joshua 6:20, when the priests blew the trumpets, and the people heard the sound of the trumpet, they shouted with a loud voice. Then the wall collapsed, so the people marched straight into the city and captured captured it. Right in this very moment, the heavenly trumpet of truth is echoing throughout the souls of you and your counterpart. The stone walls of doubt, the icy walls of silence dividing you two, are beginning to crack and crumble right before your eyes. This is not a slow shift, but a turning point that transforms your destiny at an extraordinary speed. God is breathing new life into this relationship, breaking every chain of separation to pave the way for two souls to march straight into the promised land of love and total healing. You no longer have to stand on the sidelines of their life, wondering if they are thinking about you, because the dividing wall no longer exists. Receive this transformation with all the heart of a chosen one, and take your step of faith right now. Turn your positive thoughts into the most powerful spiritual action by leaving a comment below the video with the phrase, "I declare that all dividing walls have fallen." This action of yours is the triumphant shout of the people of old before Jericho, a firm declaration to the universe that you put your absolute trust in God's restorative power. Share this victorious message with those who are enduring the pain of separation so that your fire of faith may light their path. And keep watching so that this flow of grace can be fully realized in your life. The collapse of the dividing wall is only the first step to clear the way for even greater miracles about to unfold. As the shattered pieces of fear fall away, an incredibly warm and genuine truth will be laid bare right before your eyes in the next part of this journey. Did you know that behind their prolonged silence, an unconscious act of kindness you once did for them has been acting as a smoldering ember, warming their soul on the coldest winter days? Do you want to know what that small act was and why it has the power to completely turn around the heart of someone who wanted to give up everything, making them return to you? Prepare your mindset to step into part 3 of the video, where the key to this sacred memory will be handed directly to you, unlocking a staggering truth that will make you burst into tears of joy. Don't take your eyes off the screen, because what happens next will touch the deepest part of your heart, and that key of memory is finally placed in your hands, opening the door to the most hidden treasure of their heart, where a small flame has been quietly burning bright all these years. Step into this space with reverence, chosen one, for what you are about to realize will completely change how you view your own worth. There was a moment in the past, an incredibly ordinary day that your own mind has long forgotten amidst the hustle and bustle of life. It wasn't a grand event. There were no flashing lights, nor were there any flashy declarations. It might have just been a warm smile you gave when you saw they were tired, a sincere inquiry born of compassion, or simply a moment you stopped to listen to them while the rest of the world was rushing by and ignoring their existence. To you, that action happened as naturally as breathing. A small gesture of kindness you gave and immediately forgot because you weren't seeking any repayment. But to them, right in the moment when their soul was freezing and closest to breaking, your action was the sole light that saved their entire life. Have you ever wondered why a seemingly anaerobic and tiny gesture of yours had the power to completely turn someone's heart around? It's because in a world full of selfishness, where people only come to each other with calculations and conditions, your pure kindness, free of any hidden agenda, was like a supernatural miracle. They had lost faith in love. They used to think that this world was nothing but lies and betrayal. But your very appearance, along with that unconscious act of kindness, became the most living proof to show them that true love still exists and that the Creator had not abandoned them. Your small action planted a powerful seed of hope into the barren soil of your counterpart's soul, and from that seed, an ancient tree of trust and love has quietly grown, sheltering them through the harshest storms of life. The workings of the spiritual realm always begin with the smallest things nurtured by pure love. This profoundly reminds us of the sacred teaching about the infinite power of good seeds planted with faith and compassion. As it is written in Matthew 13:31-32, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and perch in its branches." The seed of kindness that the chosen one planted in their counterpart's heart back then is exactly that tiny mustard seed. You thought it was insignificant. You thought it had faded with time. But God used His power to water and multiply that seed 10,000 times over. Now it has become a mighty, towering tree in their soul, a solid spiritual anchor that helped them survive the longest, most isolated, and desperate nights. When they said they wanted to give up, It was the shade of this tree of hope that held them back, reminding them that out there, a sincere soul was still waiting for them to return. You are the one who planted life into their world without even knowing it, and today is the day you have earned the right to see your own sacred harvest. Let your heart be warmed by the glory of this truth, and take the next spiritual action to lock in the blessing of the harvest right now. Activate this flow of kindness by leaving a comment under the video with the phrase, "I sow good seeds. I reap the sweet fruits of love." Let this action be a declaration to the universe that you are ready to receive the sweet fruits from the seeds of love you have planted in the dark all this time. Share this message of salvation with those who feel their efforts are in vain, so they may understand that no act of kindness is ever forgotten in God's eyes. And keep your connection strong to witness the next miracles. The harvest of kindness is manifesting more clearly than ever, clearing the way for two souls to step into the most radiant new chapter of life. But stay alert, chosen one, because now that the dividing wall has fallen and the flame of hope has been lit, one final trial awaits you ahead. A law of acceleration is taking place where the parallel journeys of you and your counterpart are preparing to collide and create an explosion of destiny. But are you truly ready to cast off your own final mask? There is a deep, hidden secret about the change happening right inside your heart all this time that even you haven't dared to admit. Prepare yourself mentally to step into part 4 of the journey, where the inner veil of your own soul will be illuminated by the light of ultimate truth, unlocking a destined lesson that determines the eternal union of your two souls. Do not take your eyes off the screen, for the moment that changes your entire destiny is just ahead. And now, as the final shattered pieces of the dividing wall have completely fallen, as the flame of that seed of kindness has flared up brilliantly to warm the night, you are standing exactly at the most sacred crossroads of your life. Step into this 4th chapter with a completely different mindset, chosen one, because this journey was never a one-way street. While your soulmate's soul has been going through painful metamorphoses in the dark to find their courage again, right here in your own life, a silent but incredibly powerful transformation has also been taking place under the orchestrating hand of the Most High. Have you noticed the miraculous change in the heartbeats in your chest lately? There are days when you feel an oddly profound stillness wash over your mind, a peace that emerges even when you are surrounded by the storms and uncertainties of life. That is not apathy, but a sign that your soul is being upgraded to an entirely new frequency of energy, ready for the great destined moment about to unfold. Look back at the entire path you have walked as a chosen one. There are times you wonder why you had to go through so many trials, so much waiting, and such deep, profound loneliness. How many nights have you had to heal your own wounds without anyone knowing? How many times have you wanted to give up, wanting to lock the door to your heart, and telling yourself that you would never let anyone in to hurt you ever again? But all that pain, all those tear-filled silences were never a punishment. God used those very trials as a divine tool to refine you, to strip away the false protective layers, the masks of pride and insecurity you inadvertently put up to hide your true self. He needed you to become completely authentic, completely pure and steadfast before He placed the most precious gift of your life into your hands. The orchestration of destiny always unfolds in incredibly perfect ways that human logic can never foresee. Imagine two travelers walking on two parallel paths through a dense and dark forest. They cannot see each other, they cannot hear each other's footsteps, and sometimes they feel as if they are entirely alone in this world. But an invisible hand of the Creator is still silently guiding their every step, coordinating every breath, every turn, and even their pauses to lead them toward a sunlit clearing ahead. Every lesson you learned in solitude, every time you overcame fear to choose grace, on the other side of the path, your soulmate was also receiving an unseen source of strength to overcome their own obstacles. Those two parallel journeys are complementing each other, refining each other, so that when the moment of intersection arrives, the two puzzle pieces will snap together flawlessly, without missing a single beat. The speed of fate is being pushed to the maximum. In this very second, you can feel a powerful urging from deep within your soul, a feeling that something incredibly massive is about to erupt and completely alter your reality. The delays of the past have finished their mission. The barriers of distance, time, or past misunderstandings are being erased at an extraordinary speed invisible to the naked eye. This is an era of divine acceleration, where your silent prayers over the years are being gathered by God and transformed into showers of blessings pouring down on your life. You no longer have time to doubt, no longer have time to hesitate or look back at old wounds. stand up straight, hold your head high, and walk with the demeanor of a victor, because the glory of union is right before your eyes. But the greatest trial of this chapter doesn't lie in the outside world. It lies right inside your own heart, chosen one. While your counterpart is bravely stepping out of the shadows and screaming their final cry for help, the biggest question posed to you right now is, do you have enough courage to shed your final defensive mask to embrace them with unconditional love? Or will you still let the fears of the past, the memories of betrayal and hurt, stop you from touching true happiness? The Creator is placing the ultimate decision in your hands. You are the one holding the key to unlock a new chapter for both souls, or to continue imprisoning you both in the dungeon of doubt. Let the fire of faith burn away all the fears within you right now, so you can stand firm as a blazing lighthouse guiding your soulmate back home. All the movements of the universe are converging on this moment, and your perseverance is the most powerful catalyst to complete heaven's grand design. Prepare your mindset, chosen one, because as we get ready to step into the final part of this journey, an ultimate secret will be completely unlocked. It is the destiny code that God engraved into the souls of you both before the world was even formed. And once that code is activated, no power in this world can ever tear you apart again. Maintain your intense focus and do not take your eyes off the screen, because what is about to happen next will be the most complete answer to all the questions you have carried with you your entire life. Glory and liberation are just ahead. Let's step into the next few seconds to witness the dawn of the most brilliant new era in your life. The final dark veil has been torn away. And right in this moment, a blinding light from heaven is shining straight into your soul, guiding you across the threshold of ultimate revelation. Take a deep breath and feel the divine energy enveloping your entire body. Chosen one, all the weary waiting, all the tears shed in the silent dark all this time have now crystallized into the crown of perseverance. Your soulmate's choked up cry for help, "Please, open this before I give up, I can't take it anymore," has entirely changed its nature at this moment. It is no longer the cry of a soul kneeling in surrender to fate, but the echoing roar of freedom as someone decides to smash every chain of fear to step out into the true light with you. They are not giving up on their love for you. They are only giving up on the pretense, on the hardened masks that have kept your two souls apart for so long. You are witnessing a massive shift of heaven and earth, where the freezing, lonely winters in your life are being irreversibly pushed back. It is time you realize that the days and months of shouldering all the hurt alone, of comforting yourself through long, silent nights, have officially come to a close. The Creator never lets your silent efforts go to waste. He has seen your every patient step on a path full of thorns, and He has chosen this exact moment to issue the decree of total restoration. This is not a distant promise, but a reality being shaped and accelerated at an extraordinary speed in every passing second of this message. All barriers of space, time, or the accumulated misunderstandings of the past are melting away under the fire of supreme grace. The changing of the seasons in the spiritual world of you two is happening flawlessly, just like the ancient prophecies inscribed in the Holy Book about the end of desolate days and the rise of a brilliant new vitality. As it is written in Song of Solomon 2:11-12, "See, the winter is past. The rains are over and gone. Flowers appear on the earth. The season of singing has come. The cooing of doves is heard in our land." Engrave this revelation deep into your heart, chosen one. The freezing winter of the separating silence between you and your soulmate has officially passed. The biting rains of doubt and loneliness have completely ceased. Heaven and earth are rising up with the triumphant song of reunion. The fruits of loyalty, understanding, and pure love are beginning to bud and blossom right on the very soil of the soul that was once ravaged by old wounds. God is declaring that your period of suffering has completed its mission of testing, and now is the time for your two souls to step into the spring of fulfillment, where the singing of joy and healing will echo for the rest of your lives. You no longer have to run away or fear anything, because the Supreme Protector has stamped His approval on this union. Rise up with all the authority of a chosen one, and perform the most sacred ritual of faith activation right in this moment to receive that great promise promise of restoration. Turn your ironclad trust into the most powerful spiritual action by leaving a comment right below the video with the phrase, "I step into my destined spring and welcome my soulmate's return." Let this action be a firm proclamation to the spiritual realm that you fully agree to close the painful past, to open the most radiant new chapter of your life. Do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button and share this victorious message to every soul trapped in the dark out there, so your fire of faith can become the lighthouse, guiding them to find their life's safe harbor. Your confirmation right now is the final key to kickstart the entire process of destined restoration at an unstoppable speed. Every shift is happening with absolute precision, preparing to bring your two parallel journeys into contact for an eternal union. But keep your mind completely still, because right after this, the conclusion of this journey will officially seal your destiny. There is a sacred instruction from heaven, an ultimate gift that God reserves solely for the chosen one in the final seconds of this revelation. Continue to maintain your intense focus and brace yourself to step into the outro, where the entire picture of your life will find wholeness and eternal peace. Every puzzle piece has now found its perfect place in the destined picture of your life. As the final sounds of that desperate cry for help fade deep into the past, a sacred silence filled with understanding begins to blanket this space. You, the chosen one, have just gone through a magnificent spiritual journey to liberate yourself and your soulmate from the darkest days of separating silence. Now, looking back at the entire journey you've traveled, you will realize that not a single second of waiting was in vain. Not a single tear fell in the dark without being counted by the Creator and transformed into a blessing. The battle in the dark is officially over, and the ultimate victory belongs to those who dared to put their complete trust in heaven's perfect timing. The truth has been exposed, all knots have been untied, and the road ahead is stretching out with countless fruits of peace and total restoration. Imagine a clear, bright blue sky right after the most terrible storm has just passed. Brilliant sunlight is shining down on a perfectly still lake, vividly reflecting the entire glorious beauty of heaven and earth. The souls of you and your counterpart are now that very same still lake. The ripples of fear, doubt, and misunderstanding all this time have completely settled, giving way to total understanding and an unshakable bond. You no longer have to worry about the future, no longer have to toss and turn wondering about things that haven't happened yet, because when God has stamped His approval on a connection, no force can reverse it. Welcome your soulmate back with a mindset of the utmost grace and pure love, because they had to go through an incredibly arduous journey to be able to stand firmly before you today. Carry this sacred, warm energy into your daily life from this moment forward. You are no longer alone on this path. Let this peace that transcends all understanding guard your heart and your mind against all the storms of the outside world. The chosen one is never abandoned, and this journey is the most living proof that ironclad faith always brings the sweetest results. When you close this video, the spiritual connection between you and your soulmate will continue to be strengthened and accelerated every day under heaven's protection. Trust that genuine face-to-face conversations, warm hugs, and the most radiant new chapter are waiting for you right at the threshold of reality to completely seal this message of salvation into your life. Complete the final action step of a chosen one. Leave your most authentic feelings in the comments section, writing out a note of gratitude to the Creator for always guiding the two of you through the dark to touch true happiness. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to always be accompanied by heaven's sacred guidance on the road ahead, and share this message as a messenger of love to those out there who need comfort. Our connection doesn't end here. It will continue to grow stronger and bring even more blessings to your life. Wishing that you and your soulmate are always enveloped in the supreme grace, eternal peace, and unconditional love of the Creator. Peace be with you, and see you in the next destined moments.